G'day, my name is Aidan and today I shall take you through the process of installing Anaconda Free and setting up the JupyterLab so that you can play around with the sleep graph data. This video will be split into 4 sections. The first section will cover how to install Anaconda Free. The second section will show you how to download the sleep graph from GitHub. The next section will show you how to set up the Anaconda environment, and the final section will show you how to launch JupyterLab. The first section of installing Anaconda will be split into 2 separate sections. The first one will talk about installing Anaconda on Windows and Mac, and the second one will explain how to install Anaconda on Linux. The first step that you will need to go through is to open up your web browser. From there, you want to search Anaconda Python, and you should just click on this individual edition Anaconda link. From here, a thing on the right hand side that says Anaconda Individual Edition should appear. It should have automatically selected your operating system. If it is not, you can click on the Get Additional Installers and just navigate to the correct installer. For me, I am running on Windows, so I shall click Download here. I have already downloaded the Anaconda launcher, so I shall just stop this download and proceed to my desktop. After you have downloaded the Anaconda installer, navigate to where it is downloaded and double click on it. From here, you should be opened up to the Anaconda installation page. All of the default settings should be fine for running. And then you just click next and install. This might take a while. Once the installation is complete, you should be presented with a page that looks something like this. You can just click next and get out of this, and I do not want to see the beginning tutorials. The first step that you need to do is open up your web browser. Once you have opened up your web browser, you need to type Anaconda Individual Edition and just go to the first link that appears on the page. From here you should have a box that says Anaconda Individual Edition, and it should have already selected Linux. Click Download. I have already downloaded that, so I won't do this. Once your download is finished, you can close out of your web browser. And now you need to open up a terminal window. Once you're in the terminal, you need to proceed to your Downloads folder. Once you're in the Downloads folder, you can just double check if your Anaconda Free installation script is there. After you know that is there, you can write bash and then just Anaconda, and it should fill in the rest of the script's name. From here you can just push enter. This will take you through the whole entire installation script. For this part, you just need to hold enter to get through all of the license information. After this, you will be asked if you accept the license terms. You need to type yes and hit enter. And now you can also push enter again for it to be installed in its default location. Now Anaconda Free will install all of the files it requires. This may take a while. When the installation is complete, you should have a page that looks something like this. And it will ask you, do you want the installer to initialize Anaconda Free by running conda init? To this, you can just push enter or write no. After you've done this, you can close the terminal. Next, you need to open up a new terminal and write conda activate. This should get you into the Anaconda virtual environment, and then from here you want to write Anaconda and then dash navigator, and push enter. This should open up the Anaconda Navigator that you used in Linux and Windows, and once that is open, everything should be exactly the same. Once you're at your web browser, you need to type in the search bar GitHub and then Pawsey. Here you should see the GitHub Pawsey Supercomputing Center page, and you need to click on that. From there, you need to scroll down until you find the sleep graph repository. Click on that. From here, you just need to click on this code button and then click download zip. Once this is downloaded, you can drag the sleep graph folder to your desktop. You can then extract the folder inside here and move that onto your desktop. It is important you know where this folder is because you'll need to navigate to it in the next step. This is also where all of the files which the sleep graph requires is stored. The next step is to open up your search bar and type Anaconda, and you want to click on Anaconda Navigator. This will cause a few windows to pop up and close quickly, but eventually you should have a page appear that looks something like this. It may take a little while for Anaconda to update and install all of its stuff on here, but after that is done, you can click on the Environments tab. This base root environment is the default one that Anaconda installs. However, this is not the one we want to be using. Next, you need to click on Import, and then you want to click on this folder icon and navigate to where you stored the sleep graph main folder. Once you're in there, you want to click on this environment_back.yml file and click Open. After that, you can name the environment whatever you like. In my case, I will name it Sleep Graph Environment. And then you click Import. After you've done that, it should download all of the Python packages that are required for the sleep graph environment. This may take a while. One thing to note is that whenever you open Anaconda Navigator for the first time, it will be by default on this base root environment. To be able to interact with the sleep graph data without causing errors, you need to make sure that you go into this environment and select the sleep graph environment before you run the JupyterLab, which will be the next step. Once that process is complete, your page should look something like this. If you see this green little play button next to the sleep graph, that means everything is good. From there, you need to proceed back to the Home tab. And from there, you want to click on the JupyterLab. Click Launch. This should reopen your web browser with the JupyterLab IDE. If you are not taken to this page by default, you will need to navigate to the folder which you installed the sleep graph main folder, which should, in my case, is desktop sleep graph, and then you want to click on this reproducing graphs.ipynb, which will then open you back into something that looks like this. This is all of the steps that are required to get interacting with the introduction to reproducing graphs. Thank you.